Here you go, buddy. Here's your engine. 04 6 liter, 222,000 K. Do a little walk around. Hanging and dangling. It's gonna go on that stand. We're about to get started. Give this the old spinneroonie. All right, that's it in all its glory. Stay tuned. Step one, get it on a stand. Spark plugs look good. Spark plugs actually look brand new. I don't know if these are original plugs and they're just that clean, because these are pretty rusted for, that would make sense for the mileage, but look at the condition these plugs are in. Holy, that's not bad. I don't know. I don't know if they, someone's done a tune-up, but that's what I see as I see it. All right, so here's what we're looking at. I took the fuel rails off and the crossover tube. Obviously what disappears inside is in good shape, but the crossover tube, I've seen worse, but it's a little crusty. We will get that all cleaned up and replaced. Fuel rails, as to be expected, a little gunky, a little dirty. That's all coming apart. It's gonna go in the injector cleaner, and then we'll see which ones are good, which ones are bad, run them through the paces, clean them all up. Look at this one. Really. Little backstory, Arbor called me. He's got a square body that he's putting a 305 in, he put a 5.3 in, and the injector stuck open, hydrolocked the engine and blew, I think if I remember, it blew the block apart. And then he ended up putting a 305 in it because he didn't have another machine, another engine to put in. And then he got in touch with me. So I am going to go over this, as I do every single engine, and make sure that he doesn't run into this problem again. So yep, Arbor, here's another quick vid, and I'll just keep posting these little clips as I go along, and so everyone sees the process, and Arbor can count the days to Christmas when he gets his engine, probably Thursday or Friday. So just another quick vid, a quick clip, and I'll come back at you when everything's done, or I'll come back at you when the injectors are in the machine clicking away and cleaning themselves up. Stay tuned. Okay, so now we have some injectors loaded up in the machine, and we're just going to run them and see what happens. Fuel pressure will start to go up. I can increase the pressure, basically take it up to about where the fuel pressure would be of the engine. Hard to catch on camera, but all the injectors, or at least these four, are working. I'm not measuring for flow or anything like that. They're not a high performance injector. I'm just letting the material, the fluid drain back in. I can run tests and measure and that kind of stuff. But all I'm looking for here right now is just a decent spray pattern, and that the injectors are actually firing, and they all are. So I'll do that to let these run for a bit to clean any varnishing up, and then I've got another 4 here to go. And then we'll put them back in with a new fresh crossover tube and button everything back up. Here's another quick clip. So I took apart the fuel rail to make, when we were testing the injectors. Sometimes when you pull the injectors out or put them back in, you end up damaging the O-ring. When you damage the O-ring, you get a big fuel leak on the rail. That's what happened here. So I have to take the rail all apart again, take each injector out, inspect the O-rings, inspect the injectors, make sure that the holes that the injectors go in are nice and clean, and seal everything back up. So there's a good example. So I got to go through every injector one by one and replace any O-rings that need to happen, clean the injectors. This was all gunked up, bit of corrosion there. We'll see how these seal up. If not, I'll replace the injector. Just a quick clip to show you what goes on when I'm doing the injector stuff. Oh, another little quickie. I think I've got all the wiring done. I gotta make sure it's all done, but I think it's all done. So this is the money block here that you whittle down. A couple wires here that are worth mentioning, like the torque converter, brake switch. So that's for the cruise control. I've identified it and labeled it for Arbor, but I left it on the block. And then the rear O2 sensors, and you're thinking, well, everyone deletes the rear O2 sensors, but I labeled it anyways because you never know what the government's going to do and mandate emissions. You might want that back, so it's there for you to make that decision. There are other wires here, and I will also give what all these wires do in a document. But that's just an example of me leaving some things in on purpose. You can choose what to do with that afterwards. But the money shot is right here. So all the wires to make the engine run come down to right here. And I usually say 5 wires, but obviously you can see there are more than 5 wires there. The reason is that I also like to separate some things for diagnosing later. So for example, here's the front O2s. Sorry, excuse the shaky hands or whatever. So here's the front O2s. Let's say you have a problem with the O2 sensor. This will be on a separate switch or a separate power circuit. So now if you blow a fuse for the O2s, you already know that it's one of these 2 wires. Just by knowing what fuse. There's the ground. What do we got here? Constant power to the battery. Fuel pump relay. That's another important one. The starter wire. And there's one here. Here's another one. The idle air temp, and the mass airflow sensor and the PCM wire. That's another one that I like to keep separately. So that way, if you have a problem with the PCM or the mass airflow sensor develops a short or something and blows a fuse, you know now that you only have to deal with these wires, and if you label that on the fuse panel, you know exactly what you're going after when that fuse lights up, the trouble code on the fuse lights up. Ignition power, that'll all go to switch power. All of these will basically go to switch power except for the ground, constant power, the ground, etc. Anyways, I go through all that with the person that buys the engine, but I just wanted to show you guys an example. There's, what's that? Ground, no, constant? Yeah, constant power. Fuel pump relay, what else? Starter. Yeah, it's not that hard. There's only a few wires left to figure out, but there it is. Little short, quickie update. Next time, I will fire this bad boy up. We'll do a compression test, check oil pressure, and it'll be done. Okay, here we go. We're gonna fire this thing up. It may smoke just a little bit, but that's okay. It's because I put transmission fluid in the cylinders and fog the cylinders when I store them, so I expect a little bit of smoke. And here we go. firing up an airplane engine every time. Stoked. There's your pedal down there on the floor. I didn't rev it. There's the tack module beside it, right there. You see on the side of that. Leaking oil. No big deal. It's charging. It's pressuring. It's fueling. All good. Now, I got to get it warmed up and I'll do compression tests on all the numbers, but I already know this engine's going to be good, but I'll do it anyways. Okay, excuse the noise in the background because I have the exhaust fan going because I smoked myself out. And here's the verdict on the engine. So here's the totals for Arbor, 42 pounds at idle. I think I saw actually 43. And here are the final numbers. Healthy engine, 222,000 K. Gonna go in a square body. I'm gonna deliver this engine to Arbor on Friday, and I'm gonna take some pictures with his permission, of course, and maybe do a little walk around on his truck. And exciting. There it is. That's an engine from start to finish. The process that I go through every single time. And what else can I say? Yeah, do a little bit of wiring, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, test it all up, fire it up, deliver it, and make the next boy and girl a very happy person. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, comment below here. Actually, if there's anything that you guys want to see, feel free to comment that. Yeah, anything you guys want to see me do, or any questions about the process, any questions about the engines, feel free to comment. I'll do my best to answer them. And stay tuned. I'm going to put this into one video as well and post it, so it's one continuous video. But I appreciate you all watching. I appreciate you all tagging along and supporting me. I'm going to be at the Unfinished Nationals on June 30th. It's a Sunday. I believe that is the long weekend. But if you're not at the cottage or trailer, feel free to drop by. I've got a big surprise there. Maybe when I get the stuff in hand, I'll show everybody first. Yeah, I'm excited. And we got lots on the go. We got another project vehicle. I still haven't even finished the C10, but I got a project vehicle that I'm going to pick up on Monday, and I'll show you guys that when I get it. That's going to sit still for a while, but I'm going to bring it home anyways. Let's just say it's older than me. That's it. Please share this. Please follow the page, like the videos, like it helps me a lot. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.